Hello. Hello, hello. If you're watching the replay, give me a sec. Awesome. All right. I am going to go ahead and tag everyone that we're live. Try to get some people up in here. Y'all gonna make me go live up in here. How is everyone? If you are watching the replay, please comment below. Don't say replay. Let's do something fun. Where is this live on here? Let's do, give me your favorite animal in emoji. If you're watching the replay, I want to know your favorite animal using emojis. Still waiting for this to go live in the Facebook group so I can tag people. Let's see. It's going to be a good one. I like this conversation today. There I am. There I am. What's up? Somebody's here. Please say hello. If you're watching the replay, favorite animal in emojis. Actually, let's do, if you're here live, give me your favorite food using emojis. Do I want to use the everyone tag or am I going to use it to talk about the challenge? That's a good question. Maybe I'm just going to use it. Followers. Cardio versus diet for fat loss. Which one is it? I'm going to post that. Give me a sec and we'll get into this. It's not showing up on the team strength group. I'm not sure why. Alrighty, I'm just going to get into it now and do it later. All right. Let me pull up my 2 truths and a lie. We're going to go over this together. I had low participation this week. I think it's the algorithm though. I think people are seeing the challenge stuff and they weren't necessarily seeing the 2 truths and a lie. Is this it? Yep. This is it. Alrighty. Share my screen and then we'll get started today. Thank you for your patience. Share screen, window, 2 truths, boom. Alrighty. Make me bigger. All right. Actually, no, hold on. Hold on, I'm not ready. What's up, everybody? I'm officially getting started now. I'm Jamie, owner, operator, creator, all that stuff of Strength by Jamie. We do virtual training and nutrition, the best that you've ever had. No lie, actually. I don't mean to be like cocky, but I was talking to a couple of people this week where like other colleagues or people who work for like bigger companies, I won't name names, but bigger companies that do online training and nutrition, and getting some inside deets. And I'm like, so what do they do for their clients? Like, what is included in that price? Because some of these prices are so high, like $7,000 for the year. High, it's like 500 something a month if you do a payment plan. And I'm like, so what are they doing for their clients? And it's less than we do. Like I was listening to it was like, you know, blank, 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 and blank. I was like, okay, I mean, that's good, but $500 a month, good. Like, you know what I mean? And I think the thing that, or I know the thing that really makes us stand out is the way that we focus on form correction and custom programming. There's just not a lot out there that do that. They focus on nutrition, which is great, but a lot of it is like the calls, the weekly check-ins, you know, the monitoring and being available for questions and giving a workout program, but it's not like as intensive. So yeah, that's to be expected everywhere. You get calls, you get weekly check-ins, like all of that stuff is pretty standard across the board. If you're going to, pay a certain amount, you want that kind of, accountability. But it's just interesting to hear sometimes. I get almost mad when I'm talking to people and I'm hearing that. I'm like, okay, yeah, we do more and we do not charge that amount of money. So anyway, if you haven't heard, because a lot of people haven't heard because algorithms and email switching platforms, and I'm trying to reach as many people as possible with this very exciting thing that we're doing this week, which is we are running the registration for our first ever fat loss focused challenge. Now, this is called the Fit Summer Fat Loss Challenge. Starting on Sunday, we are all going to, yes, me included, we are going to go through fat loss together. Okay. This is a fat loss challenge. This is the first time I've ever done a challenge or boot camp or anything like that is focused specifically on fat loss. Okay. So if you are looking to drop some pounds, but you're struggling to do it on your own, this is the challenge for you. Okay. The way it's going to work is we're going to be going live only with the challenge group, and our clients are going to be doing it as well. So there's a large majority of our clients, and all of our clients get our challenges and our boot camps and all of that stuff for free. If you're not a client, it's $97 to join us on the Fat Loss Challenge. It's 6 weeks long. You also have the opportunity to try out our group coaching program for the same amount. So I can tell you about that in a sec. But essentially, me and our clients, we're going to go through a fat loss phase, but we're going to give a little oomph with this. So we're allowing you to come onto our app. We're going to give you some programs to choose from so you can exercise or not. You can do it 3 days a week or not. You can do it 4 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever. There's options to choose from. You'll be able to add them directly to your calendar, track your weights. You'll be able to do all of that in terms of exercise. We'll give you cardio recommendations. We'll give you mobility. And then we're also going to give you custom macros. So this is an area that a lot of people overthink. This is an area a lot of people guess. They do guesswork and then they don't trust their own guesses. So in a week, they're changing their minds. In 2 weeks, they're changing your mind. Avoid the self-sabotage. Let me do it for you is essentially what I'm saying. If you want to drop a couple pounds, if you want to feel a little better right now, let me do the work for you. Let me coach you through your next couple of pounds of weight loss. And it is going to be way easier. You're going to have, obviously, me coaching you through it. You're going to have a community of support. We're going to do weekly coaching calls where I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks on fat loss. I'm going to be going through it as well. So I'll be talking to you about my journey, what I'm doing to achieve those results. And it's going to be great. You're going to get all kinds of resources like sample meal plans and recipes and grocery lists and all of the things that you want in order to get this started. Okay, so join us on the Fit Summer Fat Loss Challenge. If you need the link, just comment below. I'll make sure to get it to you. I will also be posting about it a lot today as well. So you'll be seeing it in your feed. Hopefully you'll be seeing it and we can get you started with that. Registration is going to close on Saturday. So we got a couple more days to get that filled up. And then you also have the opportunity when you sign up for the Fit Summer Fat Loss Challenge to try out our new group coaching program. It's called the Squad, the Strength Method Squad. You can try it for free. So the difference between signing up, if you're interested, if you saw the registration page and you saw that you had two options and you wondered what's really the difference, this is the same price. The difference is with just the Fat Loss Challenge, you're signing 6 weeks Fat Loss Challenge. After 6 weeks, actually, I think I give you a buffer of 8 weeks. You are archived off the app and that's it. With the other option, which is the trial of the Squad, it's the same price. It's $97. You get a 2-week free trial. So if you want to cancel within the 2 weeks, if you decide you don't like it or don't want to be a part of it, you can cancel this one. But in 2 weeks, you'll be charged the same $97 that you would if you joined the Fat Loss Challenge, except you won't automatically be kicked off the app. If you decide to stay, you will be charged $97 every single month. But you will have access to way more programs than just the Fat Loss Challenge. So we're giving you like everything that we created. We've got glute builder programs and power building programs and travel workouts or dumbbells only, beginner programs, intermediate, and we're adding programs constantly. And the really cool thing about it is you can toggle between anything that you want at any time. So if you want to do you really want to focus on increasing your deadlift, then you're going to do like the deadlift program. But then if you travel, you can turn it off and you can go grab some of our on-demand travel workouts and put those in your calendar while you're traveling. You can add some extra mobility if you want. You can do a glute builder program. If you're going to have dumbbells only, you can do those types of programs. You're also going to get, if you stay in the squad with us, all of these challenges that we do, you will get for free. All of the coaching calls we do for clients only that we do twice a month, you will come to those. You can ask all the questions that you want. I will continue to custom design your macros whenever you need them. So if you decide to do fat loss challenge and we do fat loss macros, if in 2-3 months you decide to stay in the squad with us and you say, hey, Jamie, I'm ready to do something different. I think I want to focus on maintenance. Can you redo my macro calculations? Absolutely. So it's a really great way to have that accountability and that group without having to pay the high ticket of like higher ticket one-on-one coaching. Or if you're just not sure if you want that yet, this is a great like intro into our community to kind of see if it's somewhere that you want to be. So I highly recommend giving the squad a try. I'm really excited about it. Let's get into 2 truths and a lie, shall we? Cheers. Okay. So like I said, 2 truths and a lie was low participation this week. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time going over each of these things so that while you're watching live, you can actually create an opinion or take a guess while you're watching live. Let me see if I can tag the group yet in why isn't it still live in the team strength group? Where is me? Where is me in the team strength group? I'm live on my main page, but I'm for some reason not. At least not right now. Anyway, alrighty. All right, so 2 truths and a lie. Number 1, pay attention. Adjusting nutrition and increasing cardio are both good strategies for creating a calorie deficit. Okay, so we all know by now that you need a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. All right, you need to be eating less than you're burning. So if you burn 2,000 calories in a day and you want to lose weight and you eat 1,800 or 1,500, then you will lose weight. Or what you can do is you can do cardiovascular activity to burn that amount. So you can continue to eat 2,000, add cardiovascular activity to create that deficit. We have 2 ways that we can do it, okay? Yes, you also burn calories doing strength training, but not as many in a session, okay? So we're not talking about strength training today because it's just, I don't want you to tie it in. I want you to think of it separately. So we're talking about cardiovascular, all right? So you can use cardio, which is more efficient at burning calories in the moment to create that deficit, or we can use nutrition to create the deficit, or you can use a combo, all right? So the question is, adjusting nutrition and increasing cardio are both good strategies for creating a calorie deficit. Is that a truth or a lie? Number 2 says adjusting nutrition is better than increasing cardio for creating a calorie deficit. Is that a truth or a lie? And those are the 2 opposing ones. So obviously one of them is a lie. Number 3, creating a calorie deficit will help lose weight, while resistance training with proper intensity will help build muscle and improve your metabolic rate. Is that a truth or a lie? That is clearly true. Okay. So which one is the lie between 1 and 2? I think you might be surprised because the people who guessed, a lot of people actually didn't get it right. A lot of people guessed that 1 was the lie and that 2 is true. Adjusting nutrition is better than increasing cardio for creating a calorie deficit. Now, it's technically wrong, but this is one of those 2 truths and a lie where it depends on the angle that you're looking at it from. So a lot of you are technically correct in that if you want to lose weight, if you want to lose body fat, you have to adjust your nutrition. You are going to be playing a losing game if you are just chasing cardio. Okay. That is true. However, for the sake of this 2 truths and a lie, 1 is actually true. Both adjusting nutrition and increasing cardio are both good strategies for creating a calorie deficit. And we're going to talk a little bit about why. And I think at the end of this, you will agree with me. So I was reading a study the other day, which is obviously what sparked this, also doing the fat loss challenge that we're getting ready to run. I was reading the study the other day that sparked this, where they took people, okay? They took people and they had them exercise for 2 hours a day. Now, the cool thing about this study was everything was like super controlled. They controlled every calorie that went in these people's bodies. They controlled all of the cardio. And they had them do it 2 hours a day. And I don't remember the length of it or whatever. But essentially what they were aiming to do was create about a 1,000 calorie deficit. So they estimated that these people, they tried to take people who were very similar, like body types and starting points and all of this stuff. So most of these people's maintenance calories was somewhere between like 2,800 to 3,400. So these people were burning about that, were maintaining at about that amount of food. So they kept their food at that amount, at that maintenance amount, and then they created an estimated 1,000 calorie deficit using only cardiovascular. And they did it in the morning and at night. So in the morning, they would do 1 hour, and at night, they would do 1 hour. And it wasn't high intensity per se. Like, it was usually pretty easy. Like, the study participants, a lot of them reported, even though they were mostly untrained, a lot of them reported that it didn't feel that hard. They didn't feel that exhausted, because it was like maybe zone 2, maybe even zone 1, just kind of moving in general. So doing some sort of cardiovascular activity wasn't super high intensity. They were just burning calories, right? They were moving to burn calories. And the first interesting thing that came about, so clearly they all lost weight. They all lost weight because they were exercising so much, they were burning so many calories, but eating at maintenance, okay? Something that was interesting was the expected amount of weight loss, and not necessarily that the researchers expected this, but if you do the math, they should have, quote unquote, lost a certain amount of weight that they did not lose. So according to the math, with a 1,000 calorie energy deficit, they should have lost X amount of weight, but they ended up losing about 78% of that expected mathematical amount of weight. Why? So as a question, why? Why, according to the math, they should have lost X amount of weight, but what they ended up across the board losing was about 78% of that expected amount of weight. Why? Okay. Now you're probably swimming in your head right now trying to think why, and maybe you already know. And the reason is because metabolic adaptation to that stimulus. So something that we already know is that our bodies adapt very quickly to cardiovascular exercise. So if somebody who never really does anything, a very sedentary person, gets up and starts walking for an hour a day, at first, for the first week or so, that person is going to burn a lot of calories. But after about, the time frame is 2 to 3 weeks. After about 2 to 3 weeks of being very consistent, that calorie burn is going to cap off, and it's actually going to go down. So your body's going to go, oh, I know how to do this. And it's going to burn less energy doing the same activity. So these people started off doing these 2 hour a day, and they were probably burning 1,000 calories a day, which was the goal. But over the duration of the study, their bodies adapted. And instead of burning 1,000 calories a day, they were probably burning 700 calories a day. So it was decreasing the amount of deficit that they were actually creating. Okay. But this happens in dieting also. Okay. This also happens in dieting. We go through this adaptation process. And in exercise, it's more about the amount you're burning. And in dieting, it's about more of like the amount that you're holding on to in a way. So if you are dieting and you are creating a deficit via eating less, at first, your body's going to respond to that. But over time, if you continue to diet, your body's going to respond less and less and less, to the point where you might not actually notice any progress at all, because the amount that your body is burning in response to your diet is going to be about the same that you're eating. You're going to have that metabolic adaptation. Okay, so this happens in dieting as well, which we'll talk about. So then it's like, well, then, what do we do? So something else to consider in all of this is that in multiple studies, whenever this kind of stuff is studied, diet versus exercise only, all right, whenever they are directly compared, and they have a group doing diet only and a group doing exercise only in order to create a deficit, every single time the group doing diet only loses more weight. Okay. Every single time the group doing diet only loses more weight. Okay. Why? Is it because diet is better for weight loss than exercise? No. Here's why it happens. Because exercise, even cardio, is better at preserving lean muscle than diet obviously is, okay? So notice I said is better at helping to preserve lean muscle. It's still not optimal. Doing cardio only is not optimal for preserving muscle. If you have already built muscle via strength training and then you switch to doing cardio only, 100% you will lose muscle. But you will still maintain more than if you stopped exercising altogether and did nothing but diet, okay? Because think about walking, think about bike riding. You're still using the muscles. Whereas if you stop exercising completely and you become sedentary and you create a deficit only through diet, your muscles aren't being used at all. then you're going to lose more. Okay. So exercise helps preserve more lean muscle than dieting only. So when you take two groups of people and you have one only dieting and one doing exercise, only doing exercise, then the dieting group is going to lose more weight because some of the weight that they're losing is muscle. Okay. This group is also losing muscle, but they're maintaining more muscle. Therefore, that's going to be reflected in their weight loss results, but they lose similar amounts of body fat. So that is important to keep in mind as well. Okay. And to top this off, before I go into what should we do, what is the best strategy, diet or exercise? I'm going to give you that in just a sec. What's even more interesting about this study, this particular one that I talked about in the beginning of this, is that the study that was done where they took these people and they did exercise for 2 hours a day and they compared their weight loss, this was done on identical twins. Okay, this was done on identical twins. And actually, let me show you something that I think is really interesting. This one, yep, here it is. Do you see this chart right here? So let me click over to it. Here it is. So this chart right here, this was the fat loss data between twin 1 is over here on the left and twin 2 is over here on the right. What's interesting is even though this was a hyper-controlled study, everything was controlled. The amount that they were eating, the amount that they were exercising, everything was controlled. There was a pretty big difference between the weight loss in all of the twins. So you've got twin pair number 1, one lost 2 pounds, one lost 4 pounds. Twin pair number 2, one lost 6.5, one lost 9. Twin pair number 3, 10 and 9 pounds. Pair number 4, 13 and 9 pounds. Okay. Pair number 7 were the only ones that lost the same amount, 17 pounds and 17 pounds. Okay. But they're all different. All right. They all lost different amounts of weight, even though they were doing the exact same thing and everything was controlled and they have the same exact genetic code. These were identical twins. Okay. So this is another interesting thing just because it's that whole comparison thing. When we're looking at other people that are massively different body sizes and genetic codes and everything than we are, and we're comparing, why am I doing XYZ and not getting the same results as so-and-so when they're doing XYZ as well? Or maybe I'm doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're only doing X and Y, and yet they still seem to be getting better results than I do doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. You literally can't compare because even when we try using people with the same genetic code and the same lifestyles, I mean, they picked these people to be as similar as they possibly could be. We still see pretty big differences in the amount of results that they have. Okay. So that's a really just important little nugget to take away that has to do with this. Okay. All right. So what should we do? Then what's the answer? If we're talking about like nutrition versus a diet versus exercise, and we're talking exercise or diet only in terms of weight loss, the reality is our body is going to adapt to both of them. So the best thing to do, honestly, is strategy. I 100% am in the camp of you need to adjust your diet first. I actually like my favorite way to do it is adjust your diet first because you're going to see the biggest bang from that. Partly because it's more controllable. Actually, a big reason is because it's way more controllable than how many calories you burn from cardio. That's a really hard metric to track. It's something that we really can't get a read on. And so it's a losing game. Also, it can have other effects, which I'm not going to get into right now. That's not what this is about. But start by adjusting your diet, creating a calorie deficit through diet alone. Then as your body slowly starts to adapt to that and we start to notice less and less results, that's when we can strategically add in cardio so that if you do them both at the same time, you're going to adapt at the same rate, number one, but also you're going to be doing a lot at the same time. So it's going to be hard on you. So at that point, you're going to adapt at a similar rate to both stimuluses. And then what's going to happen is once your results start to slow down, the only thing you're going to be able to do is eat less or do more cardio. And at that point, you're already going to be kind of exhausted. Your energy is going to be down. It's going to be very hard to do either one of those to create that deficit. So instead, if we only choose one and then we insert the other one to kind of pick up the slack, then you're going to be able to get further without your body adapting as quickly, right? So you can get a little bit more of a longer runway. All right. You still will adapt, which is why we can't stay in dieting phases forever because you're still going to adapt. You can't stay in those phases forever. So that is probably the best strategy to use, is to start off with a calorie deficit using diet only. If you're already doing a certain amount of cardio that you enjoy, it's good for your health, you already walk every day, you already maybe run in the mornings, I'm not asking you to take that away. You can still keep that, but you're going to implement, maybe what you would do instead is you're going to create a calorie deficit using diet only. Keep your current exercise routine, whatever you currently do. And then when you notice your results stalling, we're just going to increase the amount of cardio that you already do. And it's not increasing it by a lot. We're talking about adding like maybe an hour or two a week to what you're already doing to create a little bit more of a deficit, but using a different stimulus. Okay. So there we go. That is 2 truths and a lie. I think a lot of people are going to watch the replay because I didn't have a lot of people here live. Algorithms are super fun. But thank you for being here. Again, if you're watching the replay, please comment below with your food. Oh no, animal using only emojis. And if you are watching live, which is a couple people here, please comment your favorite food using only emojis. And that's how I will tell who's here live and who is watching the replay. Awesome. Make sure that you, if you're interested in that fat loss challenge that we're doing starting next week, Sunday, please join us. I'll drop the link below so that you guys have it in the comments. Send me a message, comment below if you want it, et cetera, et cetera. And we'll chat soon. Happy hump day. Bye, guys.